West.com. Atlanta will set it for you in a moment. 8th in the league in hitting. They're 9th in runs. John Lannon ready. Kelly Johnson ready. Steve Reich won, and we're underway right on time at 7:05. 54 degrees at the park tonight. Kelly Johnson's 1 for 8 in the series. The first two Atlanta batters against Washington pitching, 2 for 17. Nobody except Chipper Jones in the top 5 in their lineup has more than 1 hit. So it's been a pretty solid outing for the starters so far. Just as we say that, Kelly Johnson pulls one. He might be thinking 2. Adam Dunn doesn't have Austin Kern's arm, but he got over there in good fashion to hold him to a single. It'll be Yunel Escobar next, and then Chipper Jones. And down to the number 5 spot behind McCann, Jeff Francoeur seems to do lots of damage against the Nats. In this series, he's only 1 for 9, though. He does have an RBI. Always dangerous, the free swinging Francoeur. John Lannon, fairly hittable this year. Opponent's batting average of .290. Tailing pitch outside. Escobar 1 for 9. He had a 5th inning single last night. That's been it for him in the series. And he hurt the Nationals in the series down in Atlanta nearly 2 weeks ago. He's got a real power stance. Wide open. Knees flexed. And a big kid that goes 6'2", 200. As we mentioned last night, one of the 2 big, powerful shortstops in this division to go with Florida's Hanley Ramirez. Braves, by the way, are having a bad road trip. They've lost 4 out of 5 on this trip. Lannon misses inside. And the Braves continue on the road after a day off tomorrow. They go to Cincinnati for 3. Bobby Cox and his ball club just 3-5 on the road, 6-8 overall. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, you talk about Cincinnati, they're scuffling. They're hitting .215 collectively as a team.
Yeah.
That's not good for them.
So how are they 7-6?
Well, they're getting some decent pitching and a good bullpen, but the only guy who's really swinging the bat is Joey Votto. I mean, even Jay Bruce is struggling.
Yeah, he's striking out a lot. Sophomore jinx. Who knows? 2-2 ground ball would be nice here. Lannon overpowers him for a little chopper to second. And keeping his concentration, Ronnie Belliard with the runner flashing by for the first out.
Let's give you the PNC scouting report. Getting to know you. He's made a bunch of starts against the Atlanta Braves early, and this is only his 41st career start. Keep the streak going. 6 straight very good starts by our starting rotation, and keep throwing it inside. You saw him jam Escobar right there. Keep pitching in. Get that changeup to go away.
Chipper from the right side, 7 for 16 so far this year.
And I thought in John's last start, he was much more aggressive around the strike zone, but was really pounding the inside part of the plate.
That was that heartbreaking 3-2 loss to the Marlins here on Friday night. John gave up a run on 3 hits. He pitched 1 out into the 7th inning. There's a changeup outside. Counts even 1-1. Speaking of the Marlins, swept at Pittsburgh after losing 7-4 this afternoon.
I was going to say that during the open. I was going to say, listen, you know, things can change quickly in 1 week where they were on fire, and then they go into Pittsburgh and they get swept, and we can sweep the Braves right here.
You know, and the Marlins, tip your hat, they came from behind and won 3 games here. They're 3 outs away from a 6-game losing streak. The Nats are 3 outs away from a 6-game winning streak.
Northrop Drummond there with the pitch tracks as he throws a big breaking ball in the dirt. Chipper can't hit it.
1 ball and 2 strikes now. Got him. Fastball, outer half. Chipper Jones was not anticipating that location. And John Lannon gets a huge strikeout right in front of his defense tonight, which is really interesting up the middle, because Alex Cintron gets his first start as a National. Ronnie Belliard comes off the bench tonight. Gonzalez and Hernandez are a combined 2 for their last 34. Josh Willingham had a big hit last night. He's in left, and Adam Dunn moves over to right field. Here's Brian McCann. Called strike. McCann started last night, went 0 for 2 with a walk. Off speed that time. John really buried that breaking pitch, and now he has McCann 0-2.
Manny electing to go with the little older lineup with the middle infielders with Cintron and Belliard. I like it. Good defense.
He's trying to sweep this series once his veteran hired hands out there. There's a good fastball. Nick's way off the line. He retreats to the bag. Belliard throws it right to him. And John Lennon battles well after the leadoff single. A good top of the first. Top 5 in the National League in hitting. Team batting average of .270. They're 9th in runs. Unfortunately, they've given up the most runs, but that trend is starting to reverse itself. Here's the Southwest lineup for Washington. Alex Cintron up top. A big hit for Josh Willingham. He's now had 2 hits in his last 3 plate appearances, so Josh is on the way back. And the very productive middle of Johnson, Zimmerman, Dunn, and Dukes. Manny has done nothing to break up those 4 lately, and why should he? Here's Jair Jurgens for the Braves. First pitch down low. Jurgens making his 6th career start against the Nats. A good ERA at times. He's been one of the best ERA guys on the road in the National League. That ball well hit by Cintron, but he didn't get a lot of it, and it'll hang up for Jeff Francoeur.
Let's go with the PNC scouting report here. He is one of the best number 3 guys in the game. If he's really a number 3, he could be a number 2, but he is like a rock in the middle. He's got to try to stop the Red Horde as we've won 2 straight games. And he likes to try to be like Derek Lowe. He has only allowed 15 home runs and about 225 innings pitched in the major leagues as a starter.
Nick Johnson flares 1 foul.
Has not allowed a home run this year. This is his 4th start. Those are good numbers.
Nick Johnson 2 for 7, a walk in this series. He's 11 for 24 as the number 2 hitter now for nearly the last week. On base average of 442 for Nick.
Well, as good as Nick has been hitting in the 2-hole, that's probably about as bad as Hanley Ramirez has been hitting in the 3-hole with the Marlins.
How about Nick at night? I like it. He's been outstanding. Only Ryan Terrio of the Cubs, and ironically, they play a lot of day games, is hitting better at night than Nick Johnson, and now he's 12 for 25, so he's batting .480 as the number 2 hitter in this lineup. Braves defense pretty much the same every night. Ryan McCann making his second start of the series behind the plate. Kelly Johnson, Yudel Escobar solid up the middle, and Jordan Schaefer can really go get it in center. We found that out again last night.
And you can't run on Francoeur either. Gun you out.
That's right. Here's Ryan Zimmerman. Ryan's having an interesting start to the season. I mentioned today to Manny during his press briefing that Ryan has been so streaky, so hot, so cold at times in his career, but this year he's consistent. 11-game hitting streak. He sits safely in 12 of the 13 games this year. And Manny credits Ryan with a lot of hard work well before the season started down in Florida, getting to know a new hitting coach in Rick Eckstein. And also the fact, and there have been some baseball people who thought Ryan maybe had too many moving parts to his swing. Rob, he's cut down some of the extracurricular movement, simplified his swing a little bit, and that's made him more consistent because he appears to be seeing the ball better. Now, Jurgens has him 0-2. Let's see what he can do here. That's a fastball that he spoiled because he didn't try to pull it.
Well, and I talked to Rick Eckstein after the game about the great at-bats our hitters are having right now, and the approach that they're taking up to the plate. Not a lot of guys in the major leagues, especially veterans, want to change their approach at this point in their careers. And I think the fact that a lot of our hitters are open to his suggestions shows that these guys want to win. But like you said, Austin Kearns has been working hard to correct a few flaws in his swing. Same thing with Ryan Zimmerman. Listen, you always want to get better. I don't care how good you are. And there you see Adam Dunn crushed the ball last night. You want to hit 4 home runs every night, not just 1 and maybe 3 strikeouts. So these guys all want to produce and get better.
Zimmerman pops it up, hopes it gets out of play, but it will not. Near the tarp, Casey Kochman for the second out.
But I love their approach coming up there, Bob. They're looking for some pitches that they can hit.
Yeah. How about the bomb Adam Dunn hit in the 6th inning last night? The Nats were down 3-1 at the time.
Well, and the thing is, they've been pitching him away a lot, Bob. They want to see him drive the ball to that part of the ballpark or to left center and left. And that's how you get them to start bringing the ball back towards you on the inner half.
Did anybody bring you that ball to sign today?
No, they didn't.
Okay.
But I think that guy works here. I think he ticketed my car. You can't park there. That's for players only, not has-beens.
So Adam Dunn in this series, 2 for 8. He's on base every game this year. Leads the major leagues in walks. Second in this league in on-base average at .508. And Jurgens pulled the string on him with an 83-mile-an-hour straight change.
It's not on the college.
Dunn reaches. Casey Kochman has it. So each pitcher gives up a base hit, leaves a runner aboard, no score after 1 in game 3. Well, the flowers of the spring are hanging on for dear life in these breezy, cool, rainy days we've had this week. Now we go to the top of the second with Jeff Francoeur. 1 for 9 with an RBI in the series. John Lannon's retired 3 straight. And John got through the first inning. Took him a while, 15 pitches, but 11 were strikes. But he did well after the leadoff man got aboard. There was a runner at second with 1 out, and Chipper Jones coming up. Francoeur, base hit up the middle. Alex Cintron couldn't get there. If Jeff Francoeur would do that more, he could be a 290 plus hitter.
Well, he is hitting over 300, which I was going to say, hey, you want to be a 300 hitter? Fine. But what does he have, 11 home runs in 62 games against the Nats?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want that. So go ahead, be a singles guy. Now we'll double you up right here, and we get 2 outs.
Yeah, Matt Diaz had the big blow of this series for the Braves, a 2-run homer that gave them the lead the other night. That ball's going to carry to Adam Dunn. It was hit so hard by Matt Diaz. He scorched that ball. John Lannon gets a break for the first out here in the second as Diaz went up hacking early in the count, which he often does.
And you will see that especially against Lannon. You don't want him to get to that changeup, because once he starts turning it over away from a righty, you know, a guy like Diaz has no shot.
Here's Casey Kotchman with Chipper, the only Brave with 3 hits in this series. Casey Kotchman at 292. He's batted further up in the lineup than number 7 where he is tonight, but he hasn't given the Braves any power this year. He's at 33 career home runs in 6 years as an Angel and a Brave. John misses upstairs, 2-0. The holdover from the Mark Teixeira deal, July 29th of last year for Atlanta. (3-0). Yankees gave up 7 today, but they scored 9 in extra innings. They won it 9-7.
CC gave up 5 again.
They say that ball to right center field at Yankee Stadium is just flying. That's a 4-pitch walk.
Yeah, they were talking about the wind currents, and we did all these kind of air studies. When were those studies actually going on? In the middle of the winter when they were building the place?
Yeah.
It's kind of like last year then in the World Series, they were saying, well, we had Von Hayes came in back down where St. Petersburg, where the Rays play in Tampa, supposedly, but it's in St. Petersburg, and they did MLB did the Von Hayes test. And said, well, you know, if the ball bounces this way or he hits it that way, and that's how they tested the ball coming off the turf and things like that back in the day. So I don't know. Don't you think you do more scientific studies, especially with the new Yankee Stadium?
I didn't know the Von Hayes test was right up there with the Tommy John surgery and things like that.
Well, and now they got the cowbells down there. So yeah.
Von Hayes was once traded, wasn't he, for 7 players? I think it was a 7-for-1. That was a front door breaking ball that John dropped right past the lap of Jordan Schaefer. Schaefer 2 for 5, couple of walks in the series. He's a number 8 hitter, batting .280, and he has an on-base average of .357. That can be important when you're hitting in front of the pitcher. John goes same location, but that's a fastball that stays up and in.
Well, especially on a cold night like tonight, you want to run a lot of fastballs in on their hands, because if they get jammed their first at bat, they're going to lay off of that inside heater.
2-1. This is an important pitch. John throws it in there. It's hit to right center. Dunn under it to the track. One-handed catch. 1 runner tags. The other one had gone halfway, and the Braves will have runners at first and third, and the Nationals for a moment thought there might be a little confusion near that second base bag on the part of the Braves runners. Both of tonight's starters rookies last season. Jurgens last year went 13-10. ERA of 3.68. So his ERA a little better than John's 3.91. Jurgens 117, pardon me, Lannan 117 strikeouts and Jurgens 139. Jurgens is interesting, by the way. We'll talk about this when he gets back out there. He's one of the better young pitchers on the road for some reason early in his career. And I know Atlanta has always been the launching pad, but that's a big ballpark down there. Here he is hitting. He's 7 for 63 career. One base hit this year. Atlanta wants to go right at him and not have anything to do with Kelly Johnson here in the second. Jurgens, 23 years of age, from Willemstad, Curaçao. Part of the Edgar Renteria deal with the Tigers. Zimmerman charges, picks it beautifully, on the run. Nick has it, and the Braves are gone in the top of the second. Lannan's given up 2 hits and a walk, stranding all 3 runners. Coming. Albert Pujols and St. Louis will be here a week from tomorrow to start a 4-game series. May 1st, Friday, Miller Lite Party Night. Saturday, Latino Heritage Day, and the first 20,000 fans receive a free Los Nacionales t-shirt. Sunday the 3rd, Family Fun Day. 888-632-NATS. Go to nationals.com or stop by the box office right here at Nationals Park and watch maybe the best pure hitter in baseball. And he's got a little bit of power to go along with that, Mr. Pujols and the St. Louis Cardinals. Right now they're tied with the Cubs atop the NL Central. Wired Wednesday, Justin Maxwell tonight.
Let's go, ED.
Let's go, ED, Elijah Dukes. We do have some news concerning other Nationals. Dukes gets jammed, and this ball out of play, right side. Willie Harris starts his rehab tonight at Syracuse. They're hosting Lehigh Valley up there at Alliance Bank Stadium. And tomorrow, Kristen Guzman will start playing in extended spring training games in Florida. The Nationals' extended spring club takes on the counterpart from the Tigers tomorrow. All the best to Willie and Chris John. We look forward to seeing them back here pretty quickly.
I did that Group 5 extended spring.
Yeah,
I did that way back in '84. I was going to write a book, still may. Group 5 to the big leagues. Because that's the lowest you can go. Because you don't even have a field in spring training, like in a parking lot.
Yeah,
but it's fun down there right now.
Well, what does Group 5 mean?
Group 5 means, okay, there's 4 minor league teams in the big club.
Yeah.
So once the big club moves to their big field, you've got your A, rookie, AA, AAA. They're all on their fields. Group 5 has to wait for someone to leave their field before they can actually use a field.
Got it.
So you're Group 5. And once they say you're going to extended spring and you lose your job on a roster, Group 5, baby. There's like 8 teams sharing 4 fields in St. Petersburg, down where the Mets used to have spring training.
Yep.
And but it was a blast. I met Joe Altobelli and George Bamberger. They helped me an awful lot as a young kid.
Target in on 2-2. Jurgens just missing over but low.
I also learned from one of my roommates how to change the price tags on meat. So when you couldn't afford good meat, you change the price tag on it, and it goes through the beeper. And, well, he worked at a supermarket.
That's, oh my goodness. That ball was 2 baseballs off the plate, and Brian O'Nora just called Elijah Dukes out. I didn't know that second-year pitchers earn a strike zone like that this early in a ball game.
Yeah, this is a little bit liberal right there, and it might have something to do with the cold. And that ball's on the outer edge of our pitch tracks, but who's doing home plate tonight?
That was on the edge of Brian McCann's right shin guard. Brian O'Nora has the plate tonight, and here's Josh Willingham. Well, professional hitters see that happen, and they know they better be hacking. What they're thinking now is maybe they can lean out over the plate a little bit, Rob, because if he gives them the inside strike, then they're really in trouble. And Willingham got around late on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. 0-2. Josh had a big hit last night. Came off the bench, 6th inning. After the Kearns triple, the Nats were down to 2 outs, and he delivered that pinch hit that put them on top 4-3, and that was the final score. Jurgens on the road, a 3.08 ERA. Among active pitchers, only Tim Lincecum has a better earned run average. Lincecum away from San Francisco, 2.95. Other names on that list: Chad Billingsley, Josh Johnson, no surprise. Johan Santana, no surprise. 2-2 to Josh. Arizona got a good game from Danny Herron today, his first win of the year. Chad Qualls got his 4th save. They shut out the Rockies 2-0 in Phoenix. We told you the Pirates beat the Marlins 7-4, and San Francisco had a 1-0 shutout over the Padres. That was behind Brian Wilson. Willingham got jammed and fouled it off. Those are the finals in the National League. The Red Sox won their 6th straight today, 10-1 over Minnesota. Youkilis his 4th home run, Mike Lowell his 3rd. They're playing a day-night doubleheader. They're delayed in game 2. And the Yankees, as we mentioned, in 14 beat Oakland 9-7. And the count goes to 3-2 again. Jurgens a lot of long counts early.
I wanted to remember I brought this up near opening day about the new zone evaluation system that's in every ballpark.
Yes, sir.
Well, I got some clarification on it today. I'll tell you about it in a second. Jim McKean, he's one of the umpire supervisors.
Long-time American League umpire
with Major League Baseball, and I talked to him today. And it's in all 30 ballparks. Remember, Quest Tech used to be only in about 14 to 16. Well, this new zone evaluation, it relies on a pitch tracking data collected by the cameras in the 30 ballparks, and then it will help umpires adjust to the strike zone if they're missing calls down and away or inside or whatever, so that they'll maybe, adjust their stances to try to do a better job of evaluating the strike zone. So it is a new system in place this year being used by Major League Baseball, and I knew I had heard of it, but I wanted to get more on it before I brought it back up.
Well, you went to a good source. Jim McKean had a very good career. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ronnie Belliard. Ronnie has only had 12 at-bats this year over 7 ball games. He's 0 for 2 in this series, and he has 1 hit this year. Ronnie had a great season last year, hitting .287. That's 12 points over his career average. He had 22 doubles, 11 home runs, and drove in 46. Smart hitter, contact man, and a good one to have down there at the bottom of the order. Lots of hitting room right side. That kind of a count, but he got around too late. And despite a double clutch by the shortstop, they should have had two. And then the ball gets away. And Ronnie Belliard will end up at second base on a throwing error by Yunel Escobar. He never got a handle properly on that ball.
Here's the replay on that last one, and you see Willingham is off and running. Kochman gets it. Nice throw to Escobar, but there he can't get it out of his glove. Sometimes, and he's a younger infielder, you just have to eat it. It's like a quarterback taking a sack. You just pull the ball down and just eat it. And he tried to make a perfect throw or a great throw. And here comes Willingham into second base. And Escobar way over by right field, but sometimes you just eat it, don't throw it. And now Belliard's in scoring position with 2 outs.
That's Escobar's first error of the year. Jesus Flores and Jurgens can be careful here. First base open, pitcher on deck. And a suddenly resurgent Jesus Flores at the plate. He's hurt the Braves in this series. He's been on base 4 times. He has a sac fly. In the 2 games, he's 3 for 5 with 3 runs batted in.
Another reason we talked to Jim McKean was Kerwin Dantley was hit in the head. Umpire up in Toronto last night by a bat. Yep. Dantley, excuse me. And we hope he's all right. He was hurt really bad. That bat that snapped off Hank Blaylock on a foul ball or hit.
Dantley took a fastball flush on the mask last year
from Brad
when Russell Martin of the Dodgers fanned on him.
Right. And he was knocked out. I was watching that game, as a matter of fact, and he was knocked out. He was out almost the entire year. So right now they're doing some tests on Kerwin, and we hope he's doing well. But that's another reason I was talking about this whole evaluation system. When they're adjusting their stances now, they're standing more upright than they ever have to try to get a better angle.
Bigger target.
Bigger target. The bat snapped off, came around. I can't ever recall an umpire being struck in the head. And it got Kerwin Dantley flush right against the back of the head. Even with the kind of goalie's mask helmet that he was wearing, he still went down and was hurt.
One ball and 2 strikes to Flores.
Kerwin never lost consciousness, but was down for 10 minutes, so I hope he's okay. You never really think about that. They take a lot of foul tips straight away in the mask, just like the catchers do. They take some abuse back there.
On a breaking ball, Flores pops it up out behind second. Kelly Johnson out. Schaefer makes the call. The center fielder is supposed to be the quarterback. He called the right signal there. The Nats have stranded 2. No score after 2. John Lannon, a couple of zeros on the board so far tonight, Debbie Taylor, with more on John.
Looking pretty good again, Bob. He was very effective in his last outing, only walked 1, fanned 8, and part of the reason why is that he was pitching well inside.
A lot of big league hitters, they can get comfortable if you just stay out there and don't get them off the plate. You got to kind of show them that you can come in there for strikes and kind of go in there for balls. So, yeah, going in is definitely an advantage, and if you get those strikes in there, it opens up the other side of the plate.
John also told me that the starting pitchers are feeding off each other, and he hoped to pick up where Chiron Martis left off last night.
Pitching is contagious, as Rob Dibble told us the other night. By the way, John Lannon's last 5 home starts, his ERA 1.95. Opponents hitting only $1.56 against him. All 5 have been the quality start variety, but he only has 2 wins to show for it. 2 wins, 2 losses. Should have had one here Friday night, but John has found a comfort level here at Nationals Park. And here's Kelly Johnson, 2 for 9 in the series after he led off the game with a clean single down the right field line.
I just wanted to finish that thing on Kerwin Danley. It was a 96-mile-an-hour fastball that went over the head of Russell Martin. He missed it, and it hit Kerwin in the mask. 96 in the face, and he was knocked out for the rest of the year.
Elijah Dukes is under this towering drive in right center.
So he's had 2 shots to the head in about a year. And the thing about John Lannon, he's going to give up some home runs and some hits and things like that because he doesn't have overpowering stuff. But whether he throws 90 or 85, as long as he keeps pitching inside, setting up the off speed, he'll do well at this level. Just have to believe in that stuff.
Some pitches you throw that'll be homers on June 22nd are not necessarily home run balls on April 22nd.
Absolutely.
When it's 54 degrees.
This is a great case in point. I mean, some of these balls that even been hit tonight that have gone all the way almost to the wall. Well, those might leave during a day game in June or July, but right now, just got to keep throwing them. Make them put it in play.
Escobar bounced to the second baseman Belliard first time up. And John pulls the string, misses with an 80-mile-an-hour changeup. Counts even 1-1. John's career record 11-19. Trying to bring down that 4.11 career ERA. This is his 41st start, and as Rob told you, he's seen the Braves a lot. 5th start.
Yep.
He's had a decision. He's pitched long enough in a ball game 4 times against Atlanta to have a decision. 2-2. He's got Escobar hitting that ball to the right side. Did Ronnie barehand that
yes,
ball?
He did.
I wonder if that took a funny hop on him. Maybe off to his right, and he put out the paw for that one.
Well, I think this was a changeup, and like you said, I think he hit it off the end of the bat. Had so much rotation on it. Watch this off of Escobar's bat. It's going to hit and go to the right. And Ronnie Belliard is a salty veteran. Watch this right here.
Kids, we do not recommend this at all.
Absolutely not.
First pitch, Chipper Jones, center field. Chasing Dukes, back. And he's got it 390 feet away.
We got a man there.
John Lannon is pitching to contact. The Braves are making contact, and the defense is taking care of it. front with the Carolina blue on, by the way. As we go to the bottom of the third inning, Landon, Cintron, and Johnson. It is Wired Wednesday, presented by Verizon Wireless, starring Justin Maxwell.
Hello, 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 hello. Awesome! This kid's got no sleeves. It's cold. What's he doing? Good athlete. He ran down the line. That's that curve.
Getting some polite applause from the dugout. Jordan Zimmerman on one side, Chiron Martis on the other. Here's John Lannon, first pitch swinging, little roller to Kelly Johnson. That's how the bottom of the third gets underway.
Now, isn't Justin Maxwell from Maryland?
Yes.
It's kind of cold here.
Sherwood High School.
I mean, John Lannon's from New York.
Yeah. I mean, we know Maryland guys are tough, but New York guys, wow.
Jeez.
They're really tough. There's Alex Cintron from Puerto Rico, and a lot of the Latin players do not like this weather. That's a fastball right in there. 90 miles an hour from Jair Jurgens from Curacao. Alex is 0 for 4 as a Nat. Experienced 30-year-old switch hitter. And he hits that one in the air fairly well to center, but Schaefer is right there. And two very quick outs for Jurgens. Hitters are aggressive, swinging early in the count on this Wired Wednesday. J-Max looks great in uniform. He's 6'5", 235, born in Bethesda. Sherwood High School, became a Terp, and the Nats got him in the 4th round of the 2005 draft. Great kid, lots of personality, and Manny Acta says he can really, really play center field. His Maryland career was marred by nearly 2 years of injuries. Played 103 games and drove in 71 runs.
There you are, Bob, always being a downer on the guy. Marred by injury.
Well, that's why he only played 8 games last year.
Sure, he'd like to put that behind him.
Actually, 8 games this year before he got called up. 43 games in an injury-filled 08. Nick Johnson's gone. For any pitcher, that's an accomplishment. The early innings are over. Both young pitchers doing quite well. Yes, sir.
I was going to say that wasn't in the media dining room.
I don't think so. Get your red on. Join us May 2nd, Latino Heritage Day. Live Latin bands, dancers, Nats baseball. First 20,000 fans who come to see the Nats and the Cardinals get a free Los Nacionales t-shirt. In-game tributes to celebrate the many, many contributions to baseball from Latino players. 888-632-NATS. Visit nationals.com. It'll be quite a festive weekend around here. 4th inning underway. Base hit. Brian McCann, his first of the series. Braves have their third hit. John Lannon got him in order for the first time in the third. That'll bring up Jeff Francoeur, who bounced a single up the middle first time.
It's pretty even by the two pitchers through three.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. John Lannon, 37-21. Jair Jurgens, 36-21. And no score.
And those numbers, Rob, giving you total pitches and then strikes. And the 1-0. Blown away. We had a game rained out against the Phillies last week, and for those of you who'd like to come on Saturday, May 16th, we will have a day-night doubleheader. The new game is scheduled at 1:05, and then the 7:05 game that night. It'll be a long day at the ballpark. Slow roller, and Zimmerman cuts it. A chance for two, but because it was hit so slow, Brian McCann had time to get there to bother Ronnie Belliard. So the Nats get the lead runner on a 5-4 fielder's choice.
Here's a look. There you see Ryan Zimmerman going to his left. Nice feed to Ronnie Belliard, but he sees a big man, Brian McCann, big catcher, coming in hard. I'm not going to try to jump over him, he says, and get the force at second. Take the sure out.
Of course, a big guy who can run. Great athlete. He's an outstanding football player. Florida State wanted him to come and play football there.
But it's tough, though. It's like Francoeur and a lot of other players that are local kids, like Zimmerman. He's from the Georgia area, right around Atlanta, and you know they put all these big labels on these poor young kids and say, "Hey, go get them."
Clemson offered him a scholarship to play football. Had him done cruising over near the line. He has it for the second out. Matt Diaz retired. And both of these pitchers getting outs. Now John Lannon's doing it more effectively. It took him 37 pitches to get through 3, 36 through 2 for Jurgens, but he had a quick third, so he's at 42 pitches. Both of these guys getting outs. And the one that makes the big mistake on the night, whenever that comes, will be huge in a game like this. Here's Kochman, who walked his first time up. Jurgens 42 pitches, 27 strikes through 3. And John Lannon's working on putting a fourth consecutive 0 on the board. Jordan Zimmerman was about to do that Monday night before Diaz hit the homer. And if I remember correctly, if John gets this out, he will be the first starter to start a ball game this year with 4 scoreless innings. Okay, I'll keep quiet.
All right. I don't want to jinx him.
You know, I have to remind myself we have the master superstitious person in the booth this year.
I know it is your job.
We walk in here on eggshells every day, folks.
But I cringe when you're almost through 4 shutout innings.
We're just setting up the situation.
Have you ever been calling a no-hitter and actually say it on the air?
Never.
Okay.
And I've called 2.
Okay. So as long as we're on that page, the guy's got a perfect game through 8. You're not going to drop the, he's got a perfect game through 8.
Let's hope we get a chance. Oh, no. Let's hope we get a chance not to say that.
Okay.
Not tonight, but sometime.
Right. I almost said after Kelly Johnson got that hit, well, there goes the no-hitter.
I did call the only 5-inning perfect game in the history of the Montreal-Washington franchise. That ball is hooking foul.
All right.
In 1984 in St. Louis, David Palmer of the Montreal Expos threw a 5-inning perfect game, and then the game was rained out.
And then the heavens opened.
But the Expos won the game. It went into the books with an asterisk. Perfect game. 15 batters.
Now, don't you have to throw 9 innings now? Didn't they change that rule? It has to be like even no hitters. Can't be like 8 innings, no hits.
Oh, yeah, like a complete game and you lose. That ball's over the bag by Casey Kochman. Willingham's got to keep that ball close. Josh does. And it'll be second and third, 2 out for the Braves as they get hits from their number 4 man and their number 7 hitter.
Well, Casey Kochman's not a big power guy, but he's a great contact hitter. Left-hander, taking that left-handed pitch outside the other way. You try to pull it, it's just a ground ball to shortstop or second baseman. Right there with 2 outs, it's a big hit because now you get second and third. Base hit gets in 2 runs.
And Manny has proven one thing to us early here in the season. He's not even going to consider pitching to number 8 hitters with first base open and the pitcher on deck with 2 outs. The Nats got burned on a couple of these early in the season last year. And Manny says, put him on, get the pitcher. If you don't get him, it's your fault.
And you were right, too, at the beginning of the game when you were talking about Manny's finally getting a chance to manage and put people in motion and set up his bullpen, leaving Mike Hinckley in there last night when you had all those lefties coming up. And I think you're starting to see, Manny really get a feel for his ball club. He made a lot of changes on the poor guy this year.
Ask about the Nats at massinsports.com. We'll use your question if we can glean some baseball knowledge out of it. Here's Jurgens, bases loaded, 2 outs. And by the way, when the Nationals came home a week ago Monday to face the Phillies, they did not have a stolen base. On this homestand, they've stolen 1 per game on the average. They have 7 in 10 attempts. The Braves do not run. They have 2 stolen bases in 14 games. Breaking ball. John gets the corner, 0-2.
This is John Lannon's changeup, off-speed curve. Call that the back door.
And the 0-2 now. Another breaking ball. He gets the strikeout. Manny active, plays the percentage. His pitcher makes it work. And it'll be 3, 4, and 5. Ryan Zimmerman, followed by Adam Dunn and Elijah Dukes. Bottom 4 straight ahead. Plays very well.
Teddy's shaking hands, kissing babies.
Yeah.
Earth Day's giving out freebies.
Earth Day paraphernalia thrown into the seats. High-stepping Abe tonight. How about that? We've got some great memorabilia around the ballpark. Old posters. Great baseball photographs of all the old-timers.
Abe was long and lanky. Wasn't he the tallest president ever?
I think so.
Or was it just that hat was a foot tall?
I saw that hat at the
Smithsonian?
At the History Museum.
I got to go there.
Yeah, his hat is there. The stovepipe hat. Ryan Zimmerman. He played baseball down near Monticello in UVA country. Ryan fouled out to the right side first time up. Jurgen's got ahead of him 0-2. Threw a couple of pitches off the plate and then had Ryan reach it. Braves have out hit the Nationals 4-1, but pitchers matching each other nearly pitch for pitch here. Target in. That ball up, and Zimmerman just murders it to left field. It hits at the 336 mark and sticks on the track there, and Ryan Zimmerman has a leadoff double. A lot of hitters cannot get over the top of a pitch in that location, Rob.
Well, Ryan Zimmerman can, and he does right here. Here's the Exmo. Beautiful shot there of him getting on the inside of an inside heater about 90 miles an hour. You see it cutting at him. He's ready. Get that bat head going early. And he keeps it fair, just enough for a nice double. I was going to say, though, Bob, that's got to be nice to make the bat make that sound when you hit it. That was sweet.
Yeah, I bet he didn't even feel that one hit the bat.
No.
Here's Adam Dunn. That's a chance to take the lead here. Zimmerman, by the way, a 12-game hitting streak now. He's only played one game this year without a hit. And Adam Dunn's been on base in every game. He's 0 for 1 tonight. See if the middle of the order can deliver once more on this homestand. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Where's Adam rank, Bob?
He's up there in on-base average, walks. Look at that slugging, on-base and slugging percentage. Top 8 in RBIs. I don't know why they're not pitching to Freddie Lewis of the Giants. He has on-base average of 519. A little tapper.
Does move the runner up. Wasn't pretty, but effective.
So that's 1 unassisted with a tag. And the first out of the inning. And we put T for tag. Just so. And Elijah Dukes will be up there now to give the Nats the possibility of a lead here in the bottom of the 4th. John Lannon has accomplished his task, which no one else has done on the staff this year, of 4 consecutive scoreless innings to start a ball game. So he's on his game tonight. John, 55 pitches, 31 strikes. He's faced 18 batters and he's thrown 10 first pitch strikes. Firestone is a tradition of innovation. On base leaders for teams. Look at the Dodgers up there around 400. St. Louis, a good hitting club. Nets, Cubs, Nats. All those big payrolls, and then here comes Washington. Infield in. A sign of respect by Bobby Cox, how he thinks John Lannon's pitching. First run of this game will be very valuable. I thought the umpire had some strike body English going there, but Brian O'Nora didn't pull out the bow and arrow, so it's 2-0. You make them get the ball out over the plate to this guy. Look out. And Duke's very unlucky on a backhand stab by Escobar. If he's playing a regular shortstop position, that ball's well into left field. Bobby Cox picked the right time of the game to play the infield in.
Wow, this is what we would call a linea, which is a frozen rope in Spanish. But, that was just, look at him, he's blown on his hand and hit so hard. Frozen rope.
Here's Willingham up the middle to Hopper, Escobar, and the Nats are gone. They couldn't get the runner home with 1 out, but Dukes was very unlucky. This game into the 5th inning, scoreless.
All right, guys. Head over to the other side.
days, the Nats have turned themselves around. The bullpen's been solid, but it coincides with better starting pitching. And tonight it's John Lannon's turn.
Yeah, John Lannon, just like his last outing, he didn't get a decision, and he pitched beautifully. Running the ball inside, he's throwing great changeups, and I'll tell you, when you start doing this stuff, it gives you more confidence to come. There's right down the middle with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball on Chipper Jones, a future Hall of Famer.
Oh, that's a strike.
Oh, and that's a strike right there. Jair Jurgens is matching him tit for tat, inning for inning, and right now it's scoreless through 4.
Here we go, top of the 5th. Kelly Johnson, top of the order for the Braves. He's 1 for 2, fly ball to center last time. John Lannon, Jair Jurgens. These are 2 young men who could be pitching against each other in this division for a long, long time.
Having trouble with your seat, Bob?
Yeah, I almost took a header right there. Now I'm settling back in.
We got more wires in this place.
We have enough wires in this booth to launch a space shuttle.
Ugh.
Johnson, Escobar, and Jones in the top of the 5th. All right.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Front door breaking ball. It fooled Kelly Johnson. He's gone. And for John Lannon, his 3rd strikeout.
Well, if you recall, Kelly Johnson led off the game. He got a fastball. He drove down the right field line. And so a good pitcher will remember that. He'll work him in, work him out. And then right there, that's would be a backdoor slider, a curveball to a righty. But to a lefty, there's no way. He can't pull the trigger. Talked about this the other night. You throw that right at his front shoulder, it'll lock him up, and he can't do anything about it. Mike Hinckley was throwing a great one last night.
And he really had a good breaking ball. He threw one that was 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Bullpen will be interesting to keep an eye on tonight. Nationals are not tipping their hand on whether Hanrahan would be available in a safe situation. Thrown a lot of pitches recently, but everybody down there sort of come alive. They need to get Saul Rivera straightened out. We haven't seen Jason Bergman yet. This one out to short. Alex Cintron, quick hands, accurate throw, and Chipper Jones bats the way you'd like to see him. 2 outs, bases empty. StubHub. When it comes to tickets, you deserve Major League service. StubHub, official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace at Nationals.com. We're heading to Citi Field in New York. 3 against the Mets, and then on to Philadelphia for 3 with the Phillies. And we've got HD all over the place coming right at you on this Northeast road trip. And Debbie Taylor has claimed she will be bringing her camera on the road, as she often does, and take a picture of me kissing the parking lot at New York to celebrate the disappearance of Shea Stadium. I cannot wait to go to a new ballpark up there. Rob, you really missed it, man. You talk about a place with cable.
Oh, trust me, I didn't miss it. I was down in the field giving up home runs to everybody.
That was a raucous place, Shea Stadium.
I don't miss that place.
All the way back to 1964. Mets played in the Polo Grounds for a couple of years when they were born.
So you're thinking about the cable. I'm thinking about the beers they used to throw on me from the 3rd level.
And they never insulted your heritage, did they?
No. It's my mother. Come to think of it, my father, too.
Change up 3-1 to Chipper Jones. But they did bring the top hat and the big apple over from the old ballpark.
Oh, they did?
Now you talk about a stunning visual. That's high-tech stuff. Out to Cintron. John Lannon continues to roll. And the Nationals in a scoreless duel. Jurgens and Lannon. Rolling, aren't they? John Lannon, 5 innings, 4 hits. Jair Jurgens, 4 innings, just 2. And here's Ronnie Belliard, who bounced into a fielder's choice first time up. Ronnie Belliard had a 34th birthday about 2 weeks ago. So a very interesting career. Milwaukee, Cleveland, St. Louis, Washington now for his 3rd year. A distant cousin, a former Brave, Rafael Belliard.
I used to play against, what, his cousin? Or his uncle? Is that his cousin?
Distant cousin. That ball hit extremely hard through the box. And Ronnie Belliard does that. He is an outstanding major league hitter. So he's aboard, and the Nationals have their leadoff man on for the 2nd straight inning.
Well, as long as I've been watching Ronnie Belliard, I've always marveled. He's always looking to go the other way or drive it back up the middle right there. 90-mile-an-hour heater, just smokes it right back up the middle for a knock. Then try to hit home runs all the time. Takes what he gets.
I've heard from some pitchers that you can hear those go by. Is that correct?
It makes a whiz. Yeah, it does go by.
Jesus Flores, first pitch swinging, backs up Jeff Brancourt. Belliard back to first.
Yeah, the hitter does not endear himself to you when he does that, by the way. I didn't like that.
Kind of like a whoosh going by.
Or your life passing before you. I don't know. A little bit of both. Eddie Murray hit one back at me one time. It still gives me nightmares.
Here's John Lannon, who sacrificed twice in his most recent start. Trying to get that important first run. That ball deadened. Pitcher falls down. Everybody's safe. Jurgens slipped, and then the ball popped out of his hands. So John Lannon will get a sacrifice, and they'll have to give Jurgens an error for allowing Lannon to reach first base. That would be the Braves' 2nd error of the game. Or,
well, this is a great play by our groundskeepers. Put extra water there in front of the mound. Jair Jurgens, I'm kidding. Jair Jurgens comes in here. He starts to look to get the ball right there. He loses his footing. Then he can't pick up the ball. And so now we have 1st and 2nd. So a sac bunt turns into a man on first, a possible run.
And here's what this means. The Nationals have an extra out to work with here to get that run or more home. And it's going to disappear right here on a 4-6-3 double play ball off the bat of Alex Cintron. Jurgens has Nationals swinging early. Lannon does as well for the Braves. No score. We'll try to find out what's up with that here on Just Another Wired Wednesday.
Why did they let Teddy win, man? They never let Teddy win. One time Teddy almost won, and then he tripped at the finish line and lost. Get him on. Get him over. Get him in.
Sound pretty simple to me.
We haven't gotten any in, though. That's the part we're missing.
Yeah, nobody has. John Lannon, 68 pitches, 38 strikes in his 5 innings. And then Jurgens, 59 pitches, 38 strikes. These kids are doing some pitching tonight. They're not throwing, they're pitching. I guess the official score figured that with Jurgens slipping, he's not at fault. So they gave Lannon a hit. That's the only thing I can figure out. And the Nationals had 2 hits in an inning for the first time tonight. Now John pours a strike in on Brian McCann. He's 1 for 2. Not a whole lot on the box scores for these offenses tonight. In left field, Josh Willingham. John Lennon keeps on getting outs.
Well, the Braves are winning right now, 41-40. That's right.
0-4-1, 0-4-0.
Yeah. It gets pretty boring down in the bullpen sometimes. Hey, look, they're up 41-40. I don't mind seeing a lot of zeros up there from our starting pitchers.
Hey, the bullpen could use a night off, believe me.
Yep.
Every one of them. Jeff Francoeur, 1 for 2, base hit up the middle. And a 5-4 fielder's choice grounder.
We may need like a 42-year-old knuckleballer. Did you see Wakefield again today? I know it was a rained out 7-inning complete game, but that's 2 straight games he gave the bullpen the day off. You'd love a guy like that.
I remember Tim Wakefield, if I'm thinking correctly, in the 1992 playoffs for the Pittsburgh Pirates. That's how long he's been pitching now. It was one of those years in the early 90s when he was a rookie pitcher and doing great things for that outstanding Pittsburgh team. The team of Bonilla and Bonds and Van Slyke. Jeff Francoeur has a 2 for 3 night. Become a citizen here in Natstown. There's a mini plan for you. It'll fit your schedule and your budget. As low as $80 per seat for some of these packages. There are 2 9-gamers to plan for. You only have to pay for 8. A 12-gamer for the price of 11. Pay for 12 Sunday games. You get to go to 13. 202-675-NATS. Visit Nationals.com or stop by the box office for more information.
Diaz is still hacking at that first pitch.
Lined hard to Dunn in right, flied to Dunn his second time. Great location, John Painting on the outside corner.
Hitting your edges right there. 90 on the black. That Diaz cannot even offer.
And the guys are locating the ball as well as these 2 are tonight. It's not just strikeouts they're getting, but they're getting balls off the end of the bat, which can turn into double play balls.
Oh, absolutely. And that's when you know you're hitting your locations, hitting your spots. And the guys are getting so defensive that they're not getting good swings on your pitches. There you see his changeup grip. Doesn't necessarily mean he's going to throw one.
Target in, that would indicate fastball, but he buries the breaking ball, not throwing it near the zone. And it's 1-2 to Diaz. John doesn't throw that many breaking balls inside to right-handed batters. He threw another one.
But when you throw that one, not the one that's for a strike, but the one that's down low, almost in the dirt, that's a perfect strike or a perfect pitch to a right-handed guy when you're ahead of him. And that's what I think our starters have already learned in their 3rd and 4th starts. There's a great graphic or a great statistic our crew came up with today. The ERAs early in the year and then their last starts.
Yeah. That's a tough one. Belliard, Cintron, and safe at first. That was a tough play for Alex Cintron, or rather Ronnie Belliard on that short hopper. Then you got to turn and make a perfect throw. But to get one out on a ball that hard hit, well done.
Well, this is a bullet right here at Ronnie Belliard. He picks it, makes a great pick. Great feed, Alex Cintron. Francoeur taking him out at second base. Look at this, though.
That's getting your body behind the ball. 4-6 on the fielder's choice. Kochman now, who's been dangerous, bats with 2 outs. And the way Casey Kochman's been swinging, he's 4 for 8 with 2 walks in this series. It's a good thing there's nobody in scoring position. Now they're trying to get one there. That throw's short, and all Alex Cintron could do is knock it down. Matt Diaz, his first stolen base of the year. And for the Braves, that's only their 3rd steal in 15 games.
Well, this is a changeup right here, and he takes something off of it. And it's a good pitch to run on. Jesus Flores knows he's got to get rid of it in a hurry.
That was a good call by the Braves. They picked the right pitch, but also they picked the right hitter to get a guy in scoring position.
Because the catcher has to step to his left to get away from the batter, or left-handed hitter. And it takes a little extra time to do that and try to throw a strike to second.
Right by Glenn Hubbard and foul.
Souvenir. Give it to a kid.
Now, what would that signal mean with 1 and 2 and 2 outs?
Defense first. Even if this guy takes off third, stay there.
Swing and a miss on a big John Lannon breaking ball. Lannon's 4th strikeout, 6 innings of shutout ball. Let's see if Nick, Zimmerman, and Adam can get it going here. Seeing themselves on the scoreboard. We've got trivia. The only 2 players in Major League history to begin their careers with 14 straight 20 home run seasons. You know, I was really hoping that our guys could make it a little more difficult than this, because Chipper Jones is one of them.
I'd say Hank Aaron's another.
Well, it was a teammate of Hank Aaron, the great Eddie Matthews.
Eddie Matthews. Yep.
Billy Williams did it 13 times. Anyway, I think I'm right. We'll wait and see. We've been fooled before. Here's Nick Johnson. And Nick has another multi-hit game. He is very impressive in the number 2 spot. Nick's 2 for 3 tonight.
Well, that'll hurt your thumb. You just see him blowing into his hand as Jurgen saws him off. But when you're strong like Nick Johnson, you fight it off and you get a base hit in the center field.
He's now hitting .388.
You sound surprised. The boy can hit. He's been a great stroke. You just got to keep him healthy.
Yep. In the number 2 spot, Nick Johnson is now hitting .481.
Maybe he needs more calcium.
He needs more right-handed pitchers. He loves this. Feasted on these guys. Zimmerman, the hard double last time. It's the Nats' only extra base hit of the night. Ryan looks it all the way in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Interesting front page sports story in USA Today about Ryan Zimmerman, Nick Markakis, and Hanley Ramirez. Ball clubs trying to forge their identities, investing lots of money in their star young players to lock them up for a lot of years. 2 of them right here in our area. Nick Markakis, ironically, from Georgia, Braves territory. And he was rewarded by the Orioles with a new deal. Ryan Zimmerman got his this week, and Hanley Ramirez got his last year. Adam Dunn, he's still got a lot of money to make in this business and a lot of home runs to hit. He's next.
He's not done yet.
I get it. Nasty breaking ball on 1 and 2. Zimmerman gone. Adam Dunn's 0 for 2 tonight, but Debbie, so far he's been on base in every game this year.
That's right, Bob. He took a .310 batting average into the game. It dipped down to .295, well above his career average of .247. And Manny Actis said he's very capable of hitting higher.
I mean, when you have that knowledge of the strike zone and you have the strength that this guy has, and you walk as much as he does, I think you should be able to hit for a higher batting average, and he's going to do it.
Manny also said he doesn't panic at the plate. He doesn't get bothered if he's pitched around, and he's been able to adjust. He also said that as his batting average goes up, Adam feels that he can hit more home runs.
Adam Dunn's previous season high was back in 04 when he hit .266 for the Reds, but he hit 46 homers, drove in 102. And at that time, his 195 strikeouts were a major league record.
But wasn't his on base around 400?
It was way up there.
There you go.
His career on base coming into this season, 381.
That's impressive.
For the last 5 years, 100 RBIs, 5 straight seasons, 40 homers. Nobody else has done that.
But he doesn't really care for the game of baseball.
He loves this game.
I know he does, but so says some GM across the board.
Yeah, who never had him on his ball club.
Adam's a great kid. Great kid. And everybody in the clubhouse loves him. He keeps everybody loose.
One to Dunn. Swing and a miss. Nick Johnson went dancing off the first base way before the pitch. And I hope that did not distract Adam Dunn. Not sure what was going on there.
And Nick took off, stopped, and Adam may have caught him and put him in his eye and missed that fastball. Doesn't miss many of those.
Northrop Grumman, the information systems powerhouse, with our pitch track. And Jurgens now, after 1 strikeout in 5 innings, has fanned 2 very impressive hitters, Zimmerman and Dunn, and now he faces Dukes.
Both young men, even if they make a mistake, they've been able to rally and come right back and shut the other team down. Pitchers do.
Dukes with a little flare to right. Frank Core is right there. We are going into the 7th inning in a scoreless game with 2 outstanding young pitchers. One's 23, the other 24. John Lannon and his 4 strikeouts tonight.
Well, he's been pitching inside, outside, right there. That at bat with a changeup, curveball, fastball on the flat, the chipper, really had him thinking. There you see what Bob would call a front door breaking ball. Right there in your face to the lefty, struck him out.
Schaefer goes up hacking, well hit left field. Willingham is there, and on the trot straight back, Josh has it. You know, the longer you pitch in a game, the more you get to bat and the more you get to face the other pitcher. So here comes Jurgens as we'll check in on Affleck. We think these guys are Chipper Jones and Billy Williams.
No, I'm sorry,
Eddie Matthews. Billy Williams had 13 years.
Yeah.
Eddie Matthews. There's a guy who never got the accolades he deserved because he was overshadowed by Henry Aaron. He was a great third baseman, too. How about those teams? Lou Burdett, Warren Spahn, Joe Adcock, Eddie Matthews, Hank Aaron.
Is that when you started broadcasting?
No, I was just a kid.
Red Shandies, he saw me when I got drafted out of high school by the Cardinals down at Shea. I was thrown to Darrell Porter. Whitey Herzog was the manager. I didn't sign, though. I went to college.
No balls, 2 strikes, and St. Louis would never be the same. That's trouble. Zimmerman's going to let it go foul. Will it? Will it? Will it? Yes. Maybe 2 feet before the bag on what would have been a base hit for the pitcher. What made you lean toward college ball and not sign?
Guys like this. I wanted to play with guys like Zimmerman.
Okay.
Very smart third baseman. No. It was just I was an 11th round pick. I had hurt my arm in high school my senior year, so I dropped down a lot of places. And so then I went to college for a semester, came back, went through it again, got bumped up to the first round, so I got lucky.
John Lannon stabs that one. Tonight's copyrighted telecast, which is also a fantastic pitcher's duel, presented by authority of the Washington Nationals, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals. Family having a great time at the ballpark tonight. Popcorn, hot cocoa. Manny and I had a chat around the cage the other day, right in the middle of that horrible weekend against the Marlins. And we were so impressed with the Nationals fans, supportive of this team. You know, things will go wrong in the 9th inning, and there will always be those who boo and those who are unhappy. And sometimes we feel that way up here, but you got to keep plugging along. And now this club has taken things the last 2 days and really turned them around. Now tonight they're getting the start of the season from John Lannon. And desperately trying to score against an equally efficient Jair Jurgens. Kelly Johnson, off-speed pitch up and in. Johnson 1 for 3 tonight. He's a leadoff man who came into the game hitting only .224 with a .309 on base average. Any good ball club needs their leadoff man on base more than 30% of the time.
Closer to 40% of the time.
Yeah.
But you'll take 3.5% of the time or 35%.
There's a 1-2. Breaking ball. Johnson drops one to center. Here comes Elijah. He picked it off the ground and he caught it cleanly. Dukes with an outstanding play, coming straight in at full speed, and that's a big man hitting the turf right there. Outstanding. early in the count. And because of that, Rob Dibble, the defense is sharp.
Well, he's been working quick. He keeps you on the balls of your feet. Elijah Dukes, you got to be running on this. That's instinct. Look at this catch right there. Glove up. You see the pocket down on the green, but that is a catch. Awesome. Our Exmo catching that one. Bobby Cox went out and argued. He couldn't see that, but we can.
Elijah Dukes has made 2 good plays in center field tonight. Bottom 7. Garrett Mock is up and starting to warm. John Lannon has thrown 95 pitches. The Nats could make a potential winner out of him with a scoring inning here. Willingham tonight 0 for 1 with a walk.
And this is the nice case that's been happening this whole last week of the starter doing his job. Now the offense not getting a lot of runs tonight, but all he needs 1 or 2, and we could get a victory here. So you talked about, you know, pitching being contagious, and it's also competitive. You don't want to be the guy that screws it up. So I think these guys are really hard charging right now.
Nationals have beaten the Braves 8 consecutive times in this ballpark. In a game like this, you get the feeling something will happen for Washington to get the win. It just happens to go that way against a good Atlanta team. That's interesting. That foul tip took the pad off the back of Brian McCann's right calf. Catcher started going to those years ago to make it a little easier to get into that deep crouch. Padding the thigh area there. Called a knee saver. I bet the old catchers look at that and say, why didn't somebody think of that for us?
Or they think, boy, how soft those new catchers are getting. We used to go out there and rub a little dirt on our shins. No, that is. The knee saver is a very cool invention. Why didn't I think of that?
2-2 to Willingham. Cool night. These guys are taking advantage of it. Fans all bundled up. 2 of the 15,567 here tonight. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Josh Willingham. Good eye, 3-2. Man, we've got some guys on this ball club who can really work the count. Part of that is fouling off tough pitches.
Yeah, but also trying to subtract a pitch maybe in your at-bats that you can't hit. And it might be his changeup, might be his breaking ball. We don't know what he's not looking for here. But we do know what he is looking for when he gets a fastball. And that was a sinker off the top of his toe bone. That's not going to feel good tomorrow.
The shin guard doesn't help on those.
Good thing we got an off day, and we're riding the train up to Citi Field.
Brian O'Nora doing the gentlemanly thing, pulling out the broom and whisking off a home plate that was already very clean.
Why is the umpire doing that?
He's doing that as a courtesy to the hitter to give him extra time to walk off that. Umpires will do that for catchers who get their cages rattled. Willingham hits it hard to left. It's going to hit the turf and get to the wall. And Josh Willingham continues to swing the bat well in this series. The Nationals have their second leadoff double of the night. Ronnie Belliard next, and then Jesus Flores. Well, it's good to see some of our fans with a broom, isn't it?
Well, this is that last pitch right there. A fastball in the inner half. Josh Willingham, when he is getting at bats, great approach up there, spanking the ball. Last night, a huge pinch hit RBI. Right there, his first double of the season. But the more chances he gets, or the more reps he gets, the better he looks.
Belliard bunts it. Makes Chipper field the ball. So the sacrifice is perfect. That'll go 5-4 with the second baseman covering. And the Nationals have the lead run at third base, 1 out.
And that's such a veteran move right there. I guarantee nobody asked him to give up the bat and just sacrifice a bunt right here. But this is Ronnie Belliard being Ronnie Belliard. You hit it at the third baseman with a runner on second, and you saw him just give himself up. This is a sacrifice, people. He's not trying to bunt for a hit. Hits it perfectly to Chipper Jones, forcing him to field it. Nobody covering third, and Willingham can walk over to third base.
Jesus Flores has been the Nats' RBI man in this series with 3 of them. It's amazing how much his number 7 spot in the first 2 games came up with a man at third, less than 2 outs. Tonight he hits 8th, so the situation chases him right down to the bottom of the order. Austin Kearns for John Lennon next.
AK.
Yeah, he's swinging the bat pretty well right now. Flores left side, Chipper Jones. You had 2 infielders diving for the ball, and Chipper was in front of Escobar. 2 outs.
Look at the smile on his face. He's saying, oh, I got lucky. Rather be lucky than good. Chipper Jones right here doing what Yunel Escobar did a little while ago on an Elijah Duke shot. Picks it off the turf. Checks the runner. Robs Jesus Flores of an RBI single right there.
Well, John Lannon's done after 7 shutout innings on 5 hits. Austin Kearns will have to deliver here to make John a potential winner. By the way, Austin Kearns, well, I guess the stat doesn't apply. He was hitting .500 with runners in scoring position, and the Nationals failed to cash in that big run. To the 8th, still scoreless.
Coming to you from the kitchen in the President's Club, and this is where Jacob Daniels is putting the finishing touches on tonight's apple cherry cobbler, and this is a must. Rob and Bob, save your appetites. I did.
Mom, baseball, and apple pie. Huh? Well, cherry pie. Hey, Rob, we talked before the game about how the starters are starting to shine, and John Lennon blazing brightly tonight.
Look at that. Opponent batting average 363 in those first 6 games. Now it's 224 with our starters. They are doing a heck of a job, and John Lennon does not get a decision, but outstanding 7 shutout innings.
Some anxious moments in the bullpen last night, but Garrett Mock's been pretty good. His first 2 appearances, had a third of an inning scoreless on Monday night to set up Hanrahan's first save.
Let's go.
So far so good this week with the bullpen. Escobar, Chipper Jones, Brian McCann for the Braves, top of the 8th. Escobar 0 for 3 tonight and 1 for 12 in this series. The Nats have really kept the top of the Braves lineup quiet. Atlanta right now is on a 1-4 road trip. Lost 2 out of 3 at Pittsburgh. And the first 2 here. Then it's on to Cincinnati. And they got off to a real good start first week or so. First pitch fastball crossed somebody up there?
Not necessarily. Could have been location. Could have been the fact Jesus has been watching Escobar all night. He wants to do something specific.
Overpowers him. Zimmerman, a good pick to his left. Right on target with the throw. And those are the kind of plays you need in the late innings of a tight game.
Exmo right here on Ryan Zimmerman. Smash. Concentration. A little bit of protection of the old onion. And he's like, woo.
Yeah, his glove always knows where the ball is, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's just the field.
And now Chipper Jones will go on 1 pitch. Mock to Nick. 2 outs. Get your red on. The Cardinals are coming a week from tomorrow. 4-game series opens up next Thursday night, April 30th to May 3rd. Friday, Miller Lite Party Night. Saturday, Latino Heritage Day. First 20,000 fans receive a free Los Nacionales t-shirt. Sunday the 3rd, Family Fun Day here at the park. 888-632-NATS or nationals.com. Only appearance by Albert Pujols in our town this year. On a play off to the left by Brian McCann, who's 1 for 3 tonight. There's always the possibility of October.
There you go. Now you're being more optimistic.
Well, I'm trying to get you off my back here.
Well, geez. You're like, you know, the Grim Reaper over here.
No, we just call it like we see it.
Oh, that was nice.
For the backdoor action?
Yeah, but when you're throwing 90 and in on their hands, and then all of a sudden you drop the Uncle Charlie on them, all they can do is stand there and watch that first strike.
The 0-2, another one, and McCann fouls it. The Braves have had 1 hit since the 4th inning. That's how good Lannon handled the second half of his outing. And now Garrett Mock has 2 quick outs here in the 8th. Target away, fastball. A little bit outside, 92 on that. This is a different bullpen than the one the Braves saw nearly 2 weeks ago down in Dixie. New faces. Haven't seen Mock this year. Garrett pitched in 26 ball games with 3 starts last season. 41 innings, 46 strikeouts. He can make you swing and miss. Little breaking ball, top to the right side. Nick Johnson to Garrett Mock. And a 1-2-3 top of the 8th on 3 ground balls. Top of the order straight ahead for Washington. Nationals have the top of the order. Cintron, Johnson, and Zimmerman in a scoreless battle with the Braves as the Nats try to sweep this 3-game series. Cintron 0 for 3. Double play ball last time. 2 fly balls before that.
And that's 12 first pitch strikes in a row for Jair Jurgens.
Wow. Nasty. You get ahead, drop the 81-mile-an-hour change. Mike Gonzalez pitched here last night.
Mr. Funky Colt Medina.
He had a scoreless 8th. Cintron overmatched in that at bat. And for Jurgens, strikeout number 4.
Well, getting ahead with that early fastball, and then he throws 2 off-speed breaking balls in the dirt, and Alex can't lay off.
ERA tumbling. Guess what Johan Santana's league leading ERA is right now?
0.59.
0.46.
Damn it.
You were close.
I was close.
Paul Mahalam of the Pirates, the other guy under a run, 0.87. And the 0-1 to Nick Johnson, who has another 2-hit night.
I just like the pop of that catcher's mitt. Pow! That's when you know you're throwing good.
This game's getting you excited, isn't it?
It's getting me hungry, but I want to win.
Get ahead. He made Nick swing at a pitch low. Rounded out. 2 down. Ryan Zimmerman is next. If you're traveling, can't watch your Nats here on MASN, you can always catch the game on your computer. MLB.tv. It's the ultimate baseball experience. 100 out-of-market games a week live on your computer. You have on demand if you miss some. Nationals.com. Go there. That's where baseball is always on. Ryan Zimmerman's hitting streak now is 12 games. Somebody may need to just take one out of here to make a difference in this game. Hard to string hits together the way Jurgens is pitching.
You have a nickname for Ryan Zimmerman?
Yeah, it's pretty original. Zim.
Oh, no. What's his hometown?
Norfolk.
Well, we'll leave that one alone.
Tidewater area.
The Tidewater area.
The AAA ball club there for a long time was the Tidewater Tides when the Mets were there.
Played against them years ago when they opened up the American Association and the International League. Let us play each other.
3-0 to Zimmerman. Green light blazing here. I think if that ball's belt high, he would have taken a hack. He was upstairs, and Brian Onora gave Jurgens the strike call.
Yeah, when you're around the strike zone, you'll get these calls. And 3-0, it's not automatic. It's about belt high. It's supposed to be what? Armpits to the ankles is the regulation.
No, that's not going to happen. Zimmerman aboard with 2 outs. And for Jurgens, the one and only time he's walked anybody tonight, Josh Willingham back in the 2nd inning. Until then, and now here's Adam Dunn. And I'm sure Bobby Cox did not want to see Jurgens and Dunn. He's been warming up Mike Gonzalez in case Adam Dunn batted. It looks like Jurgens will be done after 7 2/3. What a great outing by the youngster tonight. Chipper Jones showing his senior presence on this club. He said, "Nice job, kid." It was. rained out last week. And now it's on to New York after a day off tomorrow. Johan Santana waiting with that 0.46 ERA, 4-1 career against Washington. Scott Olsen hasn't had that kind of success against the Mets. He's 1-5, but they'll lock it up with the lefties taking center stage 7 o'clock Friday night. We'll get you going at 6:30 with Verizon Nats Extra, hosted by Johnny Holiday and Ray Knight. They'll be back in the studio. We will be at brand new Citi Field in New York. Well, here comes the matchup of the game tonight. Mike Gonzalez and Adam Dunn. Herky jerky left-hander, big, powerful left-handed hitter.
Well, we had a report on Barry Bonds. When a left-handed reliever would come out of the bullpen, he looked first pitch breaking ball. I personally witnessed him lose a lot of those. So if he gets a breaking ball right here, I hope he's looking for it.
He threw him a fastball for a strike.
Brought the Powder River.
Yep.
Come on.
I doubt if you'll see another one of those for a strike. The shift is on. Chipper Jones at a shortstop position. There's a breaking ball, but it's up and away. Counts even. Shortstop Escobar, right field side of the bag up the middle. Short right field, Kelly Johnson. Just a little bit up and away, and Gonzalez took an extra look to the home plate umpire after that ball 2 call. No score, bottom 8. Zimmerman at first, 2 outs. That's even 2-2.
Well, a lot of Mike Gonzalez's deception is the way he's rocking and moving, and then he throws a good breaking ball down and away. Adam can't get a hold of it.
Fastball just high. Would he throw him a fastball on 3-2 for a strike?
I don't think for a strike. I think right there, try to tease the outside. But
Zimmerman, they're going to play behind him, but Kochman is still hanging around the bag. He'll retreat now. That's a called third strike on a breaking ball high in the zone. Adam Dunn gone. Nationals gone in the 8th. They've stranded 7. So has Atlanta. No score into the 9th. Into the 9th inning, 11 hits. You would call this being scattered by these pitchers. Jurgens and Landon outstanding. Now the bullpens are getting it done as well.
Yeah, now you turn it over to the bullpens. It's a shame that Jurgens and Landon will not get a victory. Either one of them does not get a decision in this one, but it just shows 2 second-year pitchers, how much they learned last year, how much they're applying it tonight. It's been wonderful to watch this pitcher's duel. It's going to be a shame when somebody has to win or lose.
I wouldn't want to face Rob Dibble on a cold night like this, but these guys weren't having a whole lot of fun against Landon and Jurgens either. First pitch, top of the ninth, slapped out to center. Elijah Duke's waiting, and Jeff Francoeur is retired.
You got a guy there.
4 consecutive batters taken care of by Manny Acta's 7th and 8th inning guy tonight, Garrett Mott. Actually 8th and 9th inning guy, at least for the moment.
Well, the one thing you see that you didn't see maybe 2 weeks ago, guys coming out of the bullpen, Bob, where they're pitching like their jobs depend on it.
You know what? And they're going after hitters. They're not nibbling around, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Well, the nibblers are at Syracuse right now. The guys that want to play some ball are up here.
That's well hit by Matt Diaz. First hit of the night for him. And the Braves have their 6th hit of the night. So once again, the totals are just about even.
Well, Garrett Mott gets way too much of the plate right there with the breaking ball. Sometimes when you're on a roll, you get a little carried away and you think that everything you throw won't be hit, but you can't make mistakes at the major league level. Diaz just trying to get on base there, get something going.
Casey Kochman, the hitter. Walking a double for him tonight. Mock misses on the outside corner.
Garrett Mott last year, 41 innings, over 26 games and 3 starts, only 4 home runs allowed. Now, have they decided whether or not they want him to be a starter or a reliever? Pretty much a reliever now?
Time will tell.
He's got a great arm.
You know, he's one of those guys who reminds you of Hanrahan with his personality. I don't see guys like Garrett Mott and Joe Hanrahan sitting around for 4 days between starts.
That was always my problem. Because a bad start doesn't sit well with you for 5 days, and it's very difficult to just take that all in and be patient. I can't wait for my 5th day.
2-1.
What makes a great reliever is not only the short memory, but the bitterness of a bad outing. And you come back out the next day and say, okay, you beat me yesterday, you're not going to beat me today.
Two-1. Careful here. Mock has it. Throw to second. Out. And a wide throw by Cintron. The runner was going on the pitch, and that's why the Nationals didn't turn the double play, because Matt Diaz got to second base quickly enough to get in the way of Cintron.
And as Bob said, Matt Diaz is off with the pitch, and he is right in Alex Cintron's grill right there. And he disrupts him just enough to make the throw go away from Nick Johnson, but great feed by Garrett Mott. You wonder what pitchers work on in spring training with the everyday players. There you go right there. They call it pitchers fielding practice, or PFP. Yeah. And Alex Cintron's a little bit beat up.
Any kind of mistake on that play, the Braves would have had 2 men on with 1 out. Here's Jordan Schaefer. So a fielder's choice goes 1-6. Kochman at first, 2 outs. Schaefer's 0 for 2. He intentionally walked in the 4th inning tonight. One of only 2 John Lannon walks.
Think he's even shaving yet?
Who's that?
Jordan Schaefer. My God, he looks like he's 15. He can play, but man,
he'll be 23, but not till September. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mott missing up and away with a changeup.
I wonder if he's single. I have a 19-year-old daughter.
Why, you think he's going to make a lot of money?
Oh, if he keeps playing, running down balls in the outfield like that, yeah. You could make a living at this game.
Yeah, he's good. Didn't play AAA. 269 at AA Mississippi last year.
Garrett Mock right here working a lot of breaking balls, fastballs on the inner half. He goes upstairs away. You see Jordan Schaefer stepping towards first base on that fastball away. You don't want to be doing that too often.
Garrett Mock trying to close out 9 innings of shutout pitching for the Nationals. That ball in the dirt. Not much of a secondary lead by Casey Kochman. And the count goes to 3-2.
He's not much of a speedster.
Well, and Kochman knowing it's a full count now. He will be running on this pitch.
Great block right there. You see Jesus Flores turn the glove over, lean forward, try to keep that ball in front of him.
And when a base runner sees that, reluctant to go anywhere. 3-2 pitch, runner moving after a short lead, and it's out of play.
Last pitch, 3-2 pitch. See Jesus Flores fastball in. Schaefer a little upset because that ball kind of tailed over the zone. Tough to lay off the high fastball. Jesus Flores checking the hitter out, make sure he's not cheating for location. Fastball in.
Runner going again, 3-2. Way missing his spot, 2 on, 2 out. That's only the second non-intentional walk issued by the Nationals tonight. Greg Norton will be the pinch hitter. Nats Extra Post game presented by Verizon Fios. Ray will break down John Lannon's effective evening. New faces having a big impact, especially the bullpen. A preview of Friday night, Johan Santana, Scott Olsen. Omar Infante will be the runner at second base for Kochman. Why? Because Mike Hinckley's into the game. So Hinckley faces a right-hander here. Mike's most recent outing last night, a scoreless inning and 2/3. Gave up a couple of hits in the 7th and the 8th, but he got the Nats set up to win that game 4-3. Prado 2 for 5 with an RBI as a pinch hitter. And Hinckley, who's been throwing the breaking ball really well, drops it in.
It's a good pitch. Throw another breaking ball. Keep it low.
Prado, 25-year-old infielder from Venezuela. And a 1-1 pitch coming. That's a strike, high in the zone this time. So Hinckley had the batter's eyes looking down low, and then he got him up in the zone.
He gave Mike Gonzalez this pitch, though, on Adam Dunn, and a little bit more across the plate, but he's given the high strike.
That is some hook Hinckley's throwing these days.
Yeah.
One more strike to get. Goes with the fastball to show it to him, up and away.
The teaser.
Yeah, that teaser's 90.
But it's off the plate. If he hits it, pops it up, ground out.
2 on, 2 out, top of the ninth in a scoreless game. A fastball. He got around way late.
Yeah.
89 miles an hour there. That might be the last heater we see.
Yeah, that had too much of the plate. It was more of a defensive swing.
And there's no doubt Hinckley's curveball is his out pitch.
Yeah. Down and in would be a good place right here. Nice big breaking ball. Too much.
Yeah, you called it. He buried it. 3-2. Now the runners will be moving. And on a base hit to the outfield would make it extremely tough to throw anybody out. Infante fast running for Casey Kochman. So Hinckley needs an out here to get the Nats tied into the bottom of the ninth. Bases loaded. Prado did a nice job of not swinging at the breaking ball after he had seen a couple for strikes. Top of the order now. And another reason Hinckley came in, left-handed batter Kelly Johnson.
And that's not a bad 3-2 pitch. You didn't give in to the hitter. You didn't throw a 3-2 fastball. I know you loaded up the bases, but you still got to get the hitter right here. And now you got lefty on lefty. Now you really got to get serious right here.
Kelly Johnson 1 for 4 tonight, 2 for 12 in the series. Well, that may be the last breaking ball now because you've got to throw a strike.
Yep. Got to make him swing it.
Mike Hinckley's 8 walks now in 7 innings. That counts 2-0. That was a breaking ball.
Maybe a cutter.
Breaker.
Yeah. Could have been a cutter, slider.
Yeah, 87. That's a cutter.
Yeah, this is a cut fastball. He may have just thrown it so hard it cut anyway. Nice pitch.
And after all the great pitching tonight, 3 straight walks give the Braves the lead. Who would have thought that would happen after the pitching we've seen in this game tonight? Maniac on his way to the mound. He's got to go get his left-hander. because the right-handed hitter Yunel Escobar is coming, and Tavares has been warming.
Last pitch, inner half, ball 4. Mike Hinckley not happy.
Well, and the thing that hurts is Hinckley had Prado behind on a 2-strike count, lost him, fell behind Johnson, lost him. Tavares. For 5, 6, 7th Brave to bat in this inning. 3 of them have walked, 3 in a row, and here's Tavares against Escobar. Base is still loaded, 2 outs, 1-0 Braves. The Nats had 2 outs and a runner at first, and now 3 consecutive bases on balls have hurt big time. Escobar's 0 for 4. Tavares gets a swinging strike on a breaking ball away. That was a long time for a batter to wait for a pitch. I thought he might ask for time there. And then Tavares threw it inside on him, 0-2.
I thought that hit his bat twice. On the front swing and on the back swing. It's that last pitch. Yeah.
Got him?
Yep. You see that too much.
And here's an 0-2 pitch coming. Target away. Got him on half a swing as Tavares turned around and faced the runner at second. Well, it would have taken 1 to win. Now it'll take that 1 to tie it. The Nationals still have 3 outs left to tie or win the game, and Tavares wants them to do just that.
Bob upstairs.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Ray. Martin Prado stays in the game, plays first base. And they will have to make a pitching change after they hit for Gonzalez. And that means hard throwing, and I mean hard throwing, Rafael Soriano. One save on the year. We saw him here with a scoreless 8th on Monday night, but he did give up a hit and a walk while striking out the side in a 3-2 Nats win. So he can lose the location he needs now and then. It'll be Dukes, Willingham, and Belliard. Justin Maxwell on our Wired Wednesday. Will Nieves alongside Jim Riggleman, Rick Eckstein, and here's Elijah Dukes. 0 for 3. Started with an 82-mile-an-hour breaking ball. If he throws a heater now, it's going to look like it's 98. Target in. Whew. 92 on the scoreboard here.
Well, the first pitch was a backup slider, and then he comes back inside. The high cheese.
Well, that's been a wide strike all night long. Elijah found that out his first at bat back in the second.
This is just some hard fastball on the outside corner for you.
Brian O'Nora has a very horizontal strike zone. And a breaking ball. Dukes gets a piece of it. It's being chased by Prado, and he comes up just a few feet short.
He runs out of real estate. But that was a great job right there by Elijah Dukes, fighting off that 1-2 breaking ball by Soriano after just a on the black. There's Prado. Well,
Josh Willingham in the on-deck circle.
Did that get him?
Nailed by that foul ball. Dukes made a very late reaction, got around late, and Josh Willingham was probably no more than 40 feet away.
You can't hurt Steele right here. And it hits Josh Willingham in the left ankle. He's still out there.
Dukes is gone. The Nationals are going to look back on the 4th inning and the 7th inning.
Right.
Added third, 1 out, both frames. Wasted opportunities.
Comes in here.
High cheese, can't lay off of that. Tough major league hitter you want to hit. It comes in and starts moving up, but it's too late. You've already made the decision to swing.
Here's Josh Willingham.
Yeah, those two plays, though, I mean, Escobar made an amazing play. Chipper Jones made a great play.
Yeah.
And we've been doing that to them the last couple of nights.
Nats hit the ball hard on both of those occasions and then couldn't get the 2-out hit. Josh Willingham has 1 pinch homer for the Nationals. He has a walk and a double in 3 plate appearances tonight.
Well, he fouled one off the top of his foot earlier in the game, and then he gets a foul tip from Elijah Dukes right in the side of his leg and that left ankle.
Oh! And on a ball that he probably heard go by, he's down. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, you saw Josh take a step towards the plate, and then the fastball is right up by his chin, up by his face.
Willingham gets under it, flies it to short left center. Left fielder Diaz, 2 outs. And it'll be up to Ronnie Belliard. Johnny and Ray with Nats Extra post game presented by Verizon Fios. We hope 2 runs from now. It'll take some work here the way Soriano's throwing the ball through the backstop right now. He has really got that fastball going.
I'm sure Ray would say the same thing that you say as a ball player. You can't win if you don't score. Jurgens shut us down tonight.
John Lannon outstanding. It's a shame that on a night when the pitching was so good all night, 3 consecutive walks by 2 pitchers might decide the game. Belliard nowhere near catching up, and Ronnie's really going to have to shorten his swing if he wants to get the bat on the ball here with 2 strikes.
Yeah, Soriano the other night, as good as I've seen him throw in a while, he was bringing it. He's bringing some heat tonight.
Looking for his 2nd save of the year, both against Washington. And the Braves will salvage the final game of the series in a game that takes 2.5 hours. 1-0 Atlanta. Gonzalez will be the winner. Mock will be the loser.